of the scare.
I know, but you said that.
What? I feel like this whole interview too is literally like, your music. Every song I heard, it like left me. I was like, oh.
Average Selines experience.
Hola Mi Gente, we're back again. Another episode of
Raices NYC. And on this episode, we have...
Hi, Selines. I'm a singer-songwriter.
we have a songwriter.
and a singer. Okay. So tell us more into that. When did you start it? Did you start writing? Did you start singing first? Which one was it?
Kind of blurry because I started doing music when I was like 6.
Okay.
I was in church, so I was in a church choir.
You were churching.
Yeah, but I always enjoyed writing itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I fully started investing my time in the singer-songwriter aspect, it was around like COVID times where I was like writing more as a church singer. And then I started off playing guitar first,
Oh.
and choir, all that. People started recognizing that I could sing, and I started investing time on singing. Then I just combined both. I started writing and singing, so I became an artist.
Obviously, you said you started when you were 6, but do you remember when you dropped your first song?
I think I wrote my first song when I was 13. Dropped my first song was probably like 17, 18, around there.
Is that the same age when you started to perform?
Oh no, I started performing when I was in elementary school. I was always in band or like some type of like
Oh, really?
performance.
Wow. Do you know
thing.
what's
Or like
the?
plays?
Yeah, when I play, it's more music oriented
Okay.
than anything.
Do you know what song you sang first or performed first when you were in elementary?
Yes, and there's a video my dad has that he does not want to send to me. It was All of Me by John Legend. It was like a 5th grade winter performance, and it was my first time on stage, and that changed my entire life because from there on, I was like, I want to do this
Really?
for as long as I can.
Do you still remember the reaction of the audience?
No, I blurred out and everything else just like went by so quick. I blurred out, and I remember getting off stage, and I was like, what just happened? Like, what did I do?
She's like, whoa, why is everyone clapping? Those are like precious moments that you just remember sometimes, you know, that you already haven't planted. I just say it too because I feel like everyone gets to say like they performed in elementary school. I remember the first song that I performed in elementary school. It was De La Mochila Azul.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't aspire to be a singer or songwriter.
That's really great that you knew at such an early age. Did you communicate that to your parents, like from very little, that, you know, this is the path that I want to take?
No, actually, it's a crazy story how I got here because I grew up wanting to be a doctor.
Oh, okay.
I made sure I always came back home with like grades, like on point, and I did a lot of extracurricular activities for math and science. And then I joined band because someone told me that it was good for the brain and it would activate the left side of your brain. And I was really, really into psychology growing up. I did extracurricular activity music-wise just to keep my brain stimulated. But I wanted to be a doctor, and I told my parents that I was going to be a doctor when I grew up. And then like COVID hit, and that's when everything just like flipped on me.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. You go from doctor to singer.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I feel like COVID did like, you know, change everyone's past. Like they were figuring out more themselves because they had a lot of time for themselves. So I guess that was the same thing for you. Or at one point during COVID, where you're like, damn, actually, I enjoy singing.
My cousin was staying over with us during COVID, and for fun, I was like, hey man, let's write a song together. He's nowhere near like into music as I was. But he was like, you know what, yeah, let's do it for fun. We'll do like a little at-home music video. And
homemade music video.
homemade music. Actually, it's so funny because we had like a podcast too where we would like report chisme about the family together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we would send it out to like the family group chat and just be like, in today's like podcast, our tia did this. And then we'd add like sound effects and stuff.
They started the family fights.
We did make up a couple of fights. But when I filmed that process of making one of my first songs in Spanish, that's where I was like, whoa, communicating in Spanish through music feels like more authentic than what I was doing, which was like English music. So that's when I was like, I want to do music, but I want to do it in Spanish.
Do you feel like words have more like meaning and emotion in Spanish than in English?
Definitely. It's like a different set of like sounds, like the vowels and stuff, the words itself, they carry a lot more than like what they sound in English.
Yeah, they definitely carry more meaning. And I feel like sometimes they hit more, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they definitely do.
like when somebody says, I love you, like it's cute. But when somebody says, like, te amo, like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
That mold. Like,
Can I ask what your background is?
Well, I am Mexican. My mom is Polana, obviously.
Puebla,
That's why
York.
I'm here in New York. And my dad is actually from Veracruz. So very tropical, very hot over there.
Yeah, Veracruz is really beautiful. It has a lot of untouched land too. So, are you first generation?
Yeah.
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 Wow. You know, our parents always come to the U.S. They, you know, immigrants as well. All of them come to the U.S. for a better life. So, what was that conversation like with your parents when you were like, "Hey, like, I'm not gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna go into music." You know, because that is like a very tough conversation to have.
yeah, definitely. Like you were like, Chente, like that guy. Yeah, like I want to do like better than that.
Like start off the conversation like, Ma, I love you, right? Well, actually, I did not start my music career, all the things I've been doing so far, till I started college. So
Okay.
it made it like twice as hard to come out to them. I was in college for psych. And like I said, I've always made sure my grades like were on point. And I remember I sat them down and I was like, I need to talk to you guys. And they're like, oh, what happened? And I was like, I don't feel like I can do school anymore, which was like insane because I proved to them that I could, but all of a sudden I couldn't. And I was like, listen, like I want to do music and not just any music. I want to make Spanish music and I want it to be my career. My mom, she was scared, obviously. She was like, no, like it might not work out or something might happen. And my dad was like, go for it, do it. They were both supportive,
Yeah.
but my mom was a little more cautious. I'm a very sensitive person. So she was like, it carries a lot of like people watching you and a lot of people judging you for what you do. And she was just like more worried about me than like the career itself. But my dad, he was just like, you got the talent, you got the drive, just go for it. And they supported me. Like they invested a lot of money in the beginning of my project. So they've always been supportive, but it was like scary for sure.
No, parents are always worrying about you. They want you to be okay.
Mhm.
And, they do believe in you, but also they want to just make sure that you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But at least when you jumped and took that leap of faith, and then they were holding your hand still and jumping with you.
Yeah, for sure. They've always been there. Like I said, they invested so much time and money into the beginning of my project that like now they see where I'm at and they're like, okay, you're getting somewhere. So
Have they been to any of your shows?
in the beginning, yeah, because I used to like get so anxious performing. I'm a very anxious person in general, but on stage, 3 seconds before I go on stage, like this alter ego just takes over. So I completely forget about like what's going on. But I used to take them because I wanted to prove to them that what I was doing was, what I told them I was going to do. And that it was going to help me out. But slowly, like I started traveling and performing and I have 2 other siblings. So my siblings were like, hey, those are my parents too. So
Are they older or are they younger?
they're younger.
Oh, so you're the oldest.
Yeah. I'm the
Oh wow!
oldest.
So not only that, you have that pressure. You have the pressure of like your younger siblings look up to you, and they see like what you do.
Well, I don't know about look up, but
Oh, they look down.
they're taller than me. I definitely try to inspire them. I have a younger sister. She's 18. She's really into film and fashion. And I've had the privilege to take her to like LA and meet these people. And she's always like, thank you so much for opening up these doors because I wouldn't have gotten here to know what I want to do. And my brother, he's in the whole world. He wants to do engineering for like NASCAR or like Formula One. So he's like, nah, man, I'm good. But they've seen me get to where I'm at. I'm not where I want to, but I'm doing something. So they definitely like.
I mean,
see
you're
it.
not in the same place that you were yesterday. Best way. You're
For
just
sure.
progressing every day.
Yeah. So I hope they see me as some sort of inspiration sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine they definitely do. Because like you mentioned it, like even your sister, she's grateful for the doors that you're opening. Because yeah, she wouldn't have been able to meet certain people without you. And then also, I always say too, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Because we also don't know. I don't know, but maybe your parents or maybe your great grandparents were singers or artists in their own way, but they weren't necessarily able to pursue those arts.
I think my main example of that is my mom. She was a writer.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
she used to love writing and she used to write a lot of poetry. I used to have these moments with her, like I'm writing a new song and she'll be like, oh, like, let me help you. And, she writes me some songs and we just play around with that. But Definitely. Like my mom is my prime example of I'm doing something that I know she would have wished she could have pursued.
Yeah.
So vicariously, she sometimes likes to live
Mm-hmm.
her life through mine.
Oh, it was very beautiful. I'm glad to see that. I think it's like just hearing that just warms my heart because it's like I can imagine her when she first saw you up on stage. She probably was like, "Oh, I would have loved to do that," but I'm here just supporting her, and she's up there cheering you on. But anxiety, I think a lot of people suffer with anxiety. I myself too. Funny enough, I don't like talking. I get very anxious. I was a very shy and anxious child as well. How do you manage that?
Well, I've always liked being alone growing up, so that kind of shifted and built into this anxiety that I had when I first started doing music. So I kept to myself a lot, and I didn't really like making friends. I would kind of just do my own thing. And then when I started performing on stage, it felt not some sort of validation, but it was like, whoa, I'm putting myself out there for all these random people. And the more I started doing that, because I kept doing band in middle school, and then in high school I went to like a performing arts high school where I was forced to perform for my grades and stuff. So after that, I had a lot of practice going on stage. And when I found out that I could do it voluntarily and just be like, hey, I'm doing this for myself and my music and my work, I was like, yeah, like I can't be anxious. Like this is what I want to share. And now performing is one of my favorite things about being a musician.
That's really cool. Yeah, I really feel like everyone in like the media or anything like that, they all have anxiety. I'm gonna be honest. It's a very common thing. I feel like we do this to face our fears. We're facing our fears every day.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes even just not us involuntarily, but I think life puts you in certain situations where you like have to face your demons, right? Like you have to
Yeah.
like face all the things that you kind of go against, your body is telling you, but you have to overcome that because you can't always stay complacent, you can't always stay in your room, in your safe space all the time. And I can also imagine with COVID, it just made everything worse. I can imagine with COVID because it made everybody stick to themselves. For myself, it took me a long time to get back outside into the real world after COVID. So I don't know if that was something that you also struggled with.
In COVID, I kind of did the opposite. I kind of isolated myself a little more. And once I got out, I was like, okay, I have another chance to be somebody in the world where everyone else is also trying to.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling my mom recently, growing up, I tried so hard to be nobody and kind of just stay in the back. I was a shy girl that really didn't like to speak to anyone. But when COVID ended, I was like, I have to be somebody now. So all that work of, isolating myself, I had to like tear it down.
Yeah.
Music was the way I did it.
Yeah, you definitely feel the emotions through your songs. I was hearing like 3 to like 7 songs. I was like at the coffee shop, just like think about everything, think about life.
It's like the SpongeBob meme.
Exactly like that. I met up with Adi. I'm like, I need it. I need a hug. Like I don't know. Like you said, you put a lot of thought into what you write, so you definitely feel it. Yeah, you you see a scenario in your head, but it's beautiful. It's something like I would hear like again and again, and you are put like in the season during that time. I would say too. It was cold today. I heard that. I wanted to be at the park just to hear it again. Walk around the leaves. Walk around the leaves.
Pick the leaves.
Yeah.
I think your music holds a lot of emotion just because of things that you go through. Everybody goes through certain difficult situations, whether it's friends, family, or anything like that. And I think with your music, you definitely feel it. You definitely put it all on there. But are there any projects coming up for you anytime soon?
I don't know if I have exact dates. I know I have an album coming out next year. So stay tuned for that one.
For next year.
Next year.
2026.
I think the holidays kind of don't count. So technically like within 2-3 months. But I know that album, I poured so much time, so much effort, and I just put a lot into that album actually. For the album cover itself, I was so sick. I was like dying. I couldn't wake up. And I had to go all the way to Jersey. So it was like a 2.5-hour commute. And I was like passing out and like taking pills and stuff. And I had one thing in mind. I was like, I want to put this out and I want to give it the best I can. And deadlines are also on top of us when it comes to like music and stuff. So I was like, I can't miss today. So I have that album coming out soon. I have a song coming out tomorrow. Today is like the
Yeah,
first
stay
day of
tuned.
October.
By this time, it already came out, so go check it out.
Yeah,
Go check it
out
out.
that song.
What's the song called?
It's called Revivirlo. It's such a cool song.
Put it right here.
After this drop, I have like 2 more singles coming out before the album.
Wow. Any special events that you'll be performing at?
I get to do Migo Fest. It was so cool getting hit with the opportunity.
Okay.
Around November, I'm doing a show with Beach Goons in LA. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Not here, but in LA.
But taking New York to LA. Pretty much.
I love that.
I love that.
And you said that you're actually from New York, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Oh, the Bronx. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Love to the Bronx.
Silent Hill. Call back.
Would you say you have a favorite song out of
From-
everything?
From
Have you
like
done?
my entire
Yeah. Top 3 if it's too hard for
top 3. Top favorite is I Am One. I love that
I
song.
love that song. Yo, that's the song that put me in like a thing. That got me hooked. It's like Binky, like when you go like, whoa. That was me. Yeah, bro.
I love that song so much. That song was like a 12-hour session at the studio because it was like from scratch. I love that song and the memory it has with it. Another song, it would have to be from like my last album, 2 of them. I really like a song called Abandóname. That song was one take, and I wrote the entire song in my room. I have a huge room for some reason, so I sat in the middle of it, and it's like an attic, so it was like I have like 6 windows, and it was raining, and I plugged in my electric guitar and I just played it. I wrote the first thing I wrote, the first thing I played. I sent it to my producer, and I was like, I need to do this, and we did that one. So that one's also pretty cool. And Atrapada is also another one I like, only because it's like very, I don't know, the vibe of it. And it was my comeback song because I was gonna quit music before I dropped that
No way.
album.
What? Wait. Why?
I think when it comes to being creative, your biggest hater is going to be yourself.
Yes.
Like,
Definitely.
It's a
100%.
You're your
battle.
own biggest critic.
Yeah, it's a battle, and I was like, I'm not doing as much as I'm supposed to be doing. And I left college, and I forced my parents to accept my career, and now I'm not doing anything. And I was gonna quit music and go back to school. And then I don't know, I had like this weird moment where I was like, no, I have to do this. And it was like a weird dream that I had where I was talking to myself, and I was like, you cannot give up right now. You
Oh, yeah.
cannot.
One of the homies, they say, I remember they mentioned this, that when you die, you see every version of you that you could have lived. So you would have seen, like, when you get older, you would have seen, like, if you would have chosen this path, you would have been this person. If you would have chosen this one, you would have been that person. So all of the goals that you wanted to do but you didn't take, you'll see them in front of you because you're coming to your end. And also what I like to say too is like, I wouldn't never want to be like, oh, what happened to this person? Or what happened to this thing that they said they were doing? I always want to be, oh, I can't wait what they're going to do next.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wow. You like really caught
Yeah,
up
that
on
was so
so guard.
deep.
Yeah.
We going deep. Oh, yo, I go deep. Yo, I come out of nowhere. You think you deep? I'm deep too.
I think you really put up a different perspective today with your song.
No, it's your music. It was you. I didn't cause it. You caused it. But yeah, it's true. It's deep because you start thinking about it and you start like, whoa, like yeah. Damn, you have to like.
Just like, I'm still processing what you just said.
That's how deep it is.
Who said that to you?
It was Saul.
Sal?
Yeah, from IE and friends.
Shout out to Sal.
Yeah, it's like he traumatized also. Yeah, and I think about that in my head all the time. When you come towards the end, you don't want to think about like, damn, I wish I would have done this. Because that's it, you're done. Technically,
Yeah.
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Going back to your music, the music that you sing, is it from real life experience, or is it maybe from also like, the stories that you tell your friends or your friends tell you too?
Majority of the songs I've written are very, very personal. I always tell people that I know or people that I work with that I want to be known for my lyrics more than my music. I've always grew up knowing that I loved writing. Music was just like something to complement it. So most of my songs come from my journaling. Like I journal things and they're real emotions. Obviously some experiences are more told through the song, but
Yeah.
I like to keep it very cryptic. Like, people know me for being very melancholic and sad, but I like that vibe. Not that I like to bring it to places, but
Like making people sad.
writing comes from a very personal space.
Mhm.
So most songs are definitely personal experiences, but others are just like, I went through this once, but let's rewrite it in a different way.
I feel like that attracts more of the listener, just because, and you're sharing a personal story as being authentic, but also the person who's hearing it too, they might go through a similar situation where they can
Yeah.
connect to it too, and they start attaching more to what you say,
Mhm.
and they want to hear more and they want more. And also, you don't have to be sad to like want to hear it, but you could just want you enjoy listening to it because it just takes you back to another memory. Being sad is an emotion because you cared, and so that's why also your music like really touched me right away. You see, and it's right there.
That they're speechless right
Yo,
now.
I'm like,
Who's really interviewing who right now?
Who's really going through it today, huh?
it's been a day. That's how much I enjoyed the music right away, and good lyrics, emotions, all of that. You feel it just right off the song. It's very unique.
Thank you.
Very unique.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I put a lot of time into each song and a lot of heart, more than anything, into everything I do. So
Mm-hmm.
hearing a first-hand experience, I know there's a lot of people out there that support me and feel that, but hearing it like in real life is kind of like, oh, okay, maybe I am on the right path. You know?
Mhm.
I think sometimes for me personally, it's very hard to share personal experiences. But when you do share things like that, people do appreciate that because they might be going through the same situation. I don't know if you want to share, but I think you've been open with your audience that you do go through, mental issues and you do go through certain things. And if they do find themselves in the same situation, what would you tell them?
Well, yeah, I started being more vulnerable as like a person. I kind of always put my image on my music account more as like the artist. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, I put out a very like strong video about who I was and how I was dealing through certain things. And I think that put one thing in my mind, and it's that you're not alone. More than anything, no matter how lonely you feel, you really aren't alone. There's people that feel the same things, but there's people that genuinely just want to be in your life to help you out. So I used to think those people were like constantly like nagging me and kind of like, dude, like, give me space. But it was the opposite. There's people that genuinely want to be in my life and want to support and want to be there. So opening up that wall of like, hey, I don't have to isolate myself or be alone is very refreshing. And like I put it in my video, just like check up on the ones you love. Even if it's just like a hey, like let's get matcha, or like hey, let's go walk around the park or something. Just stuff like that.
Have you ever had someone just come up to you and be like, "Hey, like I listen to your stuff," or "Hey,
Oh
like it's
my
you"?
gosh.
Like, oh my god! You're
If there's one thing about New York,
Mm-hmm.
it teaches you to mind your business heavy. So I'm a nanny, for example. So
Mhm.
I go to the city a lot. So in my transit or like on my way to work, I'm Selly because everyone knows me as Selly. I completely forget that I put myself out there. I forget that I'm a musician. So it's happened a couple of times where I hear like, oh, like Selines. I'm like, who knows me? Like, who is that? And then, I kind of snap back into like, okay, yeah, I am, public now. So, so
Walking like
no,
Anyways.
never that, never that. I love people like coming up to me.
Or she'd be like, "Wait, whoa, she's here? Where?"
There's happened a couple of times where people do recognize me. It's so surreal.
Mhm.
It's like, whoa.
Or those little
Yeah.
reminders, like, "Hey, like you're on the right path." Like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Yes, actually, at your event, someone recognized me and they asked me to sign something. So shout out to you because you
Wow.
really made my
Yeah.
day.
Shout out to you. That's really cool. Once you're public and say you have 1K, 2K, but when people follow you in real life or like talk to you and come up to you in person, it's such a different feeling than like even just seeing it like on a DM, 'Cause, like,
Yeah,
when somebody
for
comes
sure.
up to you and recognizes you and gives you that feedback in person, it just feels so much more special.
It does.
Oh, you did mention that you are currently here in New York. I think a lot of people sometimes say they want to move out to, either California or another state just because the entertainment industry is also more prominent over there. Do you see yourself staying in New York forever or would you want to go somewhere else?
I've been debating that a lot because New York is home. Everyone wants to be in New York, but I think as a native New Yorker, everyone wanting to be here is kind of like, oh my God, there's a lot of people here, And I've always had my heart set on Chicago for some reason. I remember growing up and just thinking Chicago was cool. So if I keep working and that's still on the mind, then hopefully one day move out there. I know for sure not California. It's too far from family. And I love my family.
Yeah.
You know, I want them to visit me as much as I want to visit them. And if the funds provide, then I could probably stay here.
We're entering now our last segment. That's called Spooky Story Time or Paranormal Activities.
I love paranormal stuff. And I love it.
I love when ghosts come to my.
A perfect day to October 1st.
Oh yeah, perfect day to October
Yeah.
1st.
Yeah, paranormal things are always my conversation like starters because I went through a lot of paranormal experiences growing up, and my mom is also very spiritual.
Yeah.
So she can sense things. I have a couple of stories. I don't know. The main one is I used to have a friend when I was younger, and there was like this little girl, and she had like braids and like a blue dress. And I used to talk to her through the mirror.
I had a feeling something like that was gonna happen. You just give me that vibe. Like you were like
I
you would
talk
talk
to
to ghosts in the
spirits.
mirror.
She would look at me and she would like help me, like I need to get out, and I'd just be like talking to her and stuff. And I remember one time I think I made her mad or something because when I was in the kitchen, the window was open and I was short, so I had to like close it with like a broomstick, and I closed it, and like as soon as I go around to put the broom away, I just see a cup flying and hit the fridge. And like I would like ran out to tell my mom, and she was like, "¿Qué pasó?" And I was like, "A cup just flew, like it just flew." And we went back to the kitchen. The window was wide open, and there was no cup. Like there was no like track of it. I did experience a lot of paranormal things growing up. Those are like the top two, I guess.
I think that beats my story. You talked to a little girl. I saw a little boy, little ghost boy.
Just recently, this was like 2 weeks ago, there was a broom that my mom left like sideways leaning against something, and I was talking to my parents. Well, I was talking to my sister and my mom. My sister was there, and the broom just stood up. Like it just stood up. Like the broom was like this, and then it just went like this. And my mom and my sister looked at each other, and we learned to not pay attention to it because it's happened frequently to us. So we just looked at each other and we were like, "No le pongas atención," and that's it.
To us.
That's crazy.
So it's not just you.
No,
your
it's not just
whole
me. It's
family.
my family.
Yeah, I feel like to be honest, when you pay attention to the ghosts, then you give them a little more power.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at my crib, there's always like some ghost stuff or anything. Like literally, my cousin, when she's alone in the house, she hears like someone coming in, or someone not closing the bathroom door, and she was like, "I'm just too tired. I'm not gonna." But one time when I used to stay with my dad at his place, so he will always be working, so I'll just be there alone. I want to sleep one time, and we have this doll in his house. He just keeps it there because it was when we went on a family trip, and I had a dream that it was like it was choking me on the couch like that, like it was just choking me, and I was like. Ugh. And when I woke up, I turned around and it was just there, like laying down on the couch.
Oh wow.
Trying to be my ghost story. I'll give you another one.
101.
Yeah, I really feel like there are ghosts, but also we give power to it. How we react to it. Like again, my room they say is always haunted, but I don't really experience anything. I just feel like maybe I'm just too tired, and that's
Just
it.
like disassociating.
Yeah, or the ghosts just see my life. They're like, sufre mucho. Like just leave me
Yeah.
there.
It was heavy at one point where we used to live that I would walk into a room and I would like actually say like, "Not today. I don't want to deal with any of you guys here." Like,
Yeah.
I would like have to say like, "Don't, just not today." And
That's a ghost. I'm telling
Yo,
you.
I feel someone just tapped my shoulder. You're so
You next.
Julio.
What?
Your fucking energy. I'm like,
What? She was the one that said
no,
the
actually it
previous
can't
story.
be me because we have a guy that spiritually cleanses us, so I'm clean.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me and you, we chilling. The ghost
we're
heard them.
good.
Like, oh wait, this one's scared. But she let's.
You know what? I am up for a cleanse. I need to get one soon. So.
That's crazy.
Anyways, so now we're almost closing it off, but I did want to ask. Sometimes, like, being in the industry or like entertainment or even in the arts, a lot of people go through mental issues, bad days. Sometimes like. What would you remind yourself to get through? Say you had a bad day today. How do you get through it and remind yourself to keep going?
If I'm being really honest, it's a battle I'm still going through. It's like something I'm still kind of trying to find my way. But if there's one thing my mom told me is that like I get to wake up with the opportunity to try again. Or like the night before where I feel like, man, I didn't accomplish anything today. waking up the next morning and being like, okay, but I can try to do something today. That keeps me going. She told me like the day you don't wake up, you lose the opportunity to do that. So, every day waking up is a blessing and another opportunity to just do whatever you feel like may help you feel accomplished.
While Julio gets the surprise gift, one last question that we have is, what would you tell somebody else out there that wants to go into the entertainment industry, who wants to be a singer? What would you tell that person?
As cliche as it sounds, literally just do it. Just do it. I think that's the most crucial piece of advice someone can get. Because I thought, especially now I'm 21, I kept thinking that I was running out of time for some reason, and I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like people my age already graduating college, and I'm still here. For example, the Beach Boom show, it's like an alternative, and I make very sad music, and I was like, oh man, like it's gonna clash. And then I just told myself like, you just gotta do it, man, just do it, and that keeps you going. And trust yourself, believe in yourself. I think if you have a creative mind, you can create anything you want. That's a power in itself. That's just something you can. Not a lot of people have that. So if you're blessed with that creative mind, abuse it. Just go for it. Like for example, I wanted to be a writer. I started writing, and I'm doing music. So it's just stuff like that. Just do it. Honestly.
You heard it here.
Also,
gift.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
We got your little gift. Thank you for being part of our show. You can open it.
Oh, I saw this. I went to the fashion show. It was so nice.
Yes.
It was so nice watching it.
Thank you.
And it plays on so cool because I had a whole payasito thing.
Yeah, we
in
saw
one of my
it.
albums.
We're like, this is perfect. I hope you love
This
it.
is so pretty. Oh, this is so cool.
That's how I felt when I heard your music. I just hope you know that.
But it's just a permanent reminder.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
On that note, we're done. Thank you.